So as you can see, it has grown quite a lot. I have, like this bit here particularly is really long. And this is because this is the sort of the part that used to go over the top. Because if you remember, I had a sort of an undercut here, and then this hair sort of went over, and this was an undercut, so really short and shaved, and then the longer hair went over here. So that means that this is my longest hair, but of course I'm not going to have the parting here now. Well, I don't think I am. So this longer hair here is going to be on this side. As you can see, it's actually coming down almost to the bottom of my ear. That isn't the same on the other side, because of course this bit didn't have the bit over the top. This just sort of came down. So this bit isn't as long. So essentially I've got hair of different lengths all over my head. And I need to sort of start to think about what I want to do and where I'm going with this haircut. Now I should just say that I've got a mirror just here so I can see what I'm doing, because on this device it's a little tiny screen, which is very difficult for me to see without my glasses. I can see you now, but but pretty much both of them I can sort of get behind my ear now, although this bit is just doing its own thing. I mean, it's, yeah. Who knows, but hey, it's on my head, so there it is. Now on the top you can see now it's starting to lie flatter, which is good. For a long time it was just sort of going up and up and up, and I just seem to have this enormous sort of head of hair up here, but now it is starting to sort of go a bit flatter, although it does have quite a lot of sort of bounce and body, but part of that is to do with the hair product, because when I had the really short hair, I had I used a sort of it was like a putty, a clay, or like a waxy type of hair product. So it really sort of molded my hair into that sort of more masculine style. I stayed with the same family of products. So both the products that I've used are by Dominic's, which is a New Zealand manufactured hairstyling product, and I really like it. So the clay was great, worked brilliantly, and now I've gone more to a soft hold, sort of more natural curl, so it has sort of bounce and what have you, but it does have product in it. I'll put the name on the screen. I can't remember the name of the one I'm using now. The hair around the back, I've now got, if you can see, I've sort of got more down the back, and in this sort of curls on both sides. So the back is quite nice. I'm quite pleased with the way the black back looks. Obviously this bit that's coming down here will eventually be a lot more sort of mullety, where this bit of course is longer than these bits at the side, so I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to trim that as it gets longer or whether I'm just going to leave it for extra length. I mean, technically if I do that I could say that my hair is shoulder length already, but obviously what I'm looking at is getting these bits that essentially I want to get down to about this length, I think. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going. I'm sort of wanting to have my hair down to my shoulders. Now, I'm not quite sure whether I want to do it with layers or whether I want all of the hair one length. I think what I'll do is naturally it will grow out with layers sort of. So I'll be able to see how that looks, and then I can decide whether I want to grow everything, all of the top hair out, which is obviously going to take a lot longer to get this down to my shoulders. But I think to get the main sort of bit here down to my shoulders and be able to sort of have something, you know, even if it's just sort of more a shorter bob, but to sort of get it into a place where you could say it was sort of longer hair. I don't think I need to have every hair the same length, if that makes sense. So of course the thing I need to decide really is what I'm actually doing with this hair, like where am I going? So I don't really know about parting. I think I want a fringe. So I was just playing about with it the other day. Obviously this hair here at the moment is really long. It's coming right the way down here to my nose essentially. And if I do go with a fringe, given that that is already sort of longer than I want, I might actually cut in a fringe so that it's already there, and then I'll just keep that trimmed. But I think if I do, it's difficult to show you, but I think if I do, I'll go with a sort of more wispy fringe. And I think also I want it to sort of come down here and be more wispy down the side. I don't think I want to keep it off my face like I had with the really short hair. I think I quite fancy having it a bit softer at the front. I think I'm going to cut a fringe in my hair, because realistically, given that my hair is all sorts of different lengths all over and it doesn't have a style at all, I can't do anything wrong, can I? I mean, you know, this is already random length, so if I just make it a bit more like a fringe, when I actually get my hair grown out to the length I want, of course I will go along to a hairdresser and I'll have a nice style cut into my hair. But at the moment, when it's really just, well, it's all craziness at the moment, and I'm literally just growing it out, I thought I might as well try and cut a fringe myself. Is that a bad idea? Maybe. But the trick to decide is, do I then want a, see if I can do it. Do I want, I've got a comb here, I could just try and do it properly, couldn't I? Let's try that. Do I want a centre part with sort of, see, too much hair here. Do I want a centre part with a sort of a bit of a fringe? Do I want a side part? I could do a side part with a bit of a fringe that way, or I could do a side part sort of the other way with a bit of a fringe. Difficult to say, really, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I think I can't just have it all coming back. You see the challenge I have at the moment, don't you? But I think, I'm just wondering, yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I do want a fringe. So that's sort of where we're at. But of course, at the moment, it just pretty much just sort of sits on my head as it is. Hair everywhere. So I need to make these decisions. Do I go for a fringe or no fringe? Do I have a centre parting or a side parting on the left or the right? Do I have layers, or do I make it all go to the same length? These are all the sort of decisions I need to make. But I think the first thing is, do I want a fringe or not? Because if I want a fringe, I could already cut the fringe and then sort of carry on growing the rest of it out. That's my thought. Anyway, the next thing is to show you all the lovely hair accessories that I got for Christmas, because if you remember, my daughter was coming from Germany, and in New Zealand I have had no luck whatsoever finding any hair accessories for grey hair. It's actually made me quite angry because surely every single person on the planet eventually has grey hair unless they dye it. I'm correct with that, aren't I? Presumably everybody's hair goes grey. So you'd think it would be quite a large market, people with grey hair. But no, in New Zealand you have the options of like little pink frilly bows, glitter, obviously designed to appeal to little girls. Not my thing at all. The other things we have are more in like black or dark brown. I mean, fair enough. New Zealand is an Asia Pacific nation. So yes, a lot of people here do have dark brown or black hair. So that makes sense. There's the odd thing for blonde hair, but not that much. But grey hair? Nothing. Not a thing. I have searched high and low. I have looked online. I have looked in every chemist. I have looked in all the big box stores. Can't find anything for grey hair. And literally all I'm looking for here is silver, not gold, or not rose gold, not beige, brown, black. I'm just looking for silver, or ideally like a grey, dark grey, light grey, sort of cool tones in hair accessories. Really impossible to find here at all. So I asked my daughter if she would bring some from Germany. She also found that there was very little for grey hair. Surprising, online it looks like there's more in Europe, and I think there is more choice, but still not a lot. So it makes me quite angry, because I think what according to the hair accessory industry, according to the fashion industry, that when you get grey hair you're invisible, you disappear, you no longer care what you look like, you no longer tie up your hair. What? I mean, why? Really quite frustrating. So she did buy me a bunch of hair accessories, which were silver, which she's brought along. Even silver hair grips I could not get in New Zealand. So really love it. I have all these hair accessories now, which is brilliant, and I'm looking forward to having enough hair to do something with them. Some of them are smaller and like smaller grips and clips and things like that, and I could actually do something with them now. I just really need to figure out how, which means that I need to put an afternoon aside somewhere to just play with my hair. I have some lovely sort of triangle hair clips. They're quite big, but I think they're rather nice. It'll take a while for my hair to get long enough to wear this type of thing, but it's a beautiful sort of clip. I think it's absolutely glorious. She got me a few of these little sort of claw clips, little metal claw clips. She bought me a whole load of bobby pins in silver. Hair ties. She bought me some hair ties in silver, which is really lovely. A couple of different colours of grey. Again, I could not find these. The nearest I could find was a packet of little black and clear elastics. The black obviously wouldn't really work, but the clear ones possibly would. But nowhere could I find grey hair elastics. I actually also have some clear plastic hair combs. Now these we did actually buy in New Zealand because she couldn't find any sort of dark grey ones in Europe, and I spotted these online, and I thought what I could do is maybe sort of decorate the top myself and make these sort of a little bit more fancy than they look sort of fairly cheap plasticky sort of things, but I have plans to try and sort of zhuzh these up a little bit. This hair accessory, which I think is absolutely glorious, really nice. Again, don't have enough hair for this yet, but I will have it at some point. Some little metal ones as well. So these silver metal ones, they're sort of like hair combs, but they're flat, so I'm not quite sure what to do with those yet. This one's really lovely. It's sort of like, I don't know, what is it? Like a sort of shell type colours in really cool greys and blues and greens, which is lovely. Very standard sort of hair clips, but very, very useful. These ones, which are just sort of like hair grips, but fairly sort of just simple, and I think these would be really my style just at the moment when my hair is really short. Bought me another one of these triangles, but this is a little darker. It's like a gunmetal grey one, which is really nice, and again very striking, I think, so I like those. So these ones have got a small amount of sparkle on them, but again they're just little clips, so again something I could use now, I think. So these are great when I get a bit of an idea of where I'm going with my hair. That'll help me to sort of really put it together, and I really need to spend like an afternoon playing with all my hair accessories, putting them all in, trying to figure out how to do it, because as I say, it's been 30 years since I had longer hair, so I really don't have much idea what to do with it. The other thing I did is that I have had this greenstone barrette for many, many, many years. I think I bought this when I first moved to New Zealand, and when I had long hair when I first moved, and then later on it was in my jewellery box. I think I gave it to my daughter, and I just recently said, you don't still have that barrette, do you? And she doesn't actually use it and has hardly worn it at all, so she's given it back to me. So I really like this. Of course, as you know, green is one of my favourite colours, and when I have longer hair, this will be perfect. So the other question, of course, is should I go cold turkey and just grow my hair? Just don't get it cut and just grow it as quickly as I can. And from what I've seen online on YouTube, essentially you grow your hair out quicker if you just let it grow. I mean, I'm sort of okay with that, to be honest. I think it's quite interesting and creative just to sort of see what it's going to do and how it behaves. It also means that I can actually sort of measure the length at each point and see how long my hair has grown in the time that I've been growing it out. The other option, of course, is to get it trimmed and try and make various styles through the grow out process. At the moment, I am very much leaning with just letting it go. I think that'll be the quickest way of doing it, and sort of more interesting. Scientifically, I think more interesting to see what actually happens. So I have been measuring this because this hair at the back here, was essentially shaved to my neck. So the length of the hair at the back here is how much hair I have grown since the 3rd of September. So it's now coming up to the end of January. So I figure I should be able to estimate how quickly my hair is growing and therefore make a projection of how long it will take to get to the length that I'd like it to be. So At the moment, this hair at the back is about 5 centimeters long. So that would give me some idea of, like, this hair that I've got here is at the bottom of my ear there. So how far is that shoulder? What that would be, like 20 centimeters maybe? 20 centimeters to get that to there, vaguely, roughly. So that's about, what, 18, 20 months? Golly, a year and a half. But what I'm thinking is that obviously I might go to a short bob to start with, and then from there grow it out, but at least it will be in a style. So if this is sort of the bottom of my earlobes now, this very longest bit, I don't think it's that far before I could actually get a bob cut, because of course at the back it's longer. It would be a layered bob, but it would maybe just give it a bit of structure. So I think I might wait until I've got to that sort of length, then cut it and then grow it out. That's the strategy I'm thinking of at the moment. Do let me know, all of you out there who have grown your hair out, what you found to be the best approach. What are the tactics that you've engaged to actually get your hair sort of to the length that you want, sort of least painfully. I suppose that's what I'm looking for. So please do comment below and let me know, because I'm really after some tips and tricks and hints and ideas on how to do this. Let me know what you think. Should I go centre parting or side parting, left or right? I think I'm pretty convinced about the fringe. I think that would be rather nice. Obviously at the moment it's all bouncy and curly, which is very difficult to see. But tomorrow what I'm going to do is I am actually going to wash my hair, not put any product in it at all, and air dry it just to see what it is in complete natural form. And I will do another video then just to show you what it looks like, because this of course has a bunch of product in it. It's several days old, so it is just, you know, as it is on a holiday day when it's all just sort of sitting around and you're not going anywhere. You know, it's that sort of hair at the moment. And I've just been really relaxed, sort of letting it grow. I put a bit of a scarf on, the odd hat, things like that. But so far it's fine. And I've actually seen online on Instagram quite a number of people that actually sort of have a style, and it looks a lot like this, like a bit on the top and longer at the back. And so I don't hate it. I don't hate it at the moment. It's sort of quite fun. Apart from the hair getting on my face, I'm still getting used to that. Like having had a style where it was shaved at the back and the sides, and then it was sort of clay and it sat just on the top. Nothing, no hair at all ever touched my face or my neck or anything like that. So I am still struggling with little hairs and things and having it in my eyes, and I'm still struggling with that. So I'm really interested to know, does that ever go away? Will I get to a point where my brain has filtered out all these bits of hair and I don't notice it anymore? Please do let me know. How long does it take until you can ignore that and it's not driving you crazy? Or maybe it never happens at all. Do please let me know in the comments below.